To evaluate what actually works in a classroom, the first thing we must do is turn off the projections and look at reality. Technologies rarely enter education quietly. A new device arrives wrapped in anxieties and promises of efficiency, claiming teaching practices must completely transform to keep up. Right now, that disruptive force is generative AI. It's driving a familiar cycle of early enthusiasm followed by deep concerns about student dependency and academic integrity. The field's natural response to this anxiety is an anti-hype corrective. Educators are loudly demanding that we judge these innovations by their purpose and impact, rather than the mere presence of shiny new software. Pushing back against the hype is the right direction, but resting an entire educational strategy on those two words creates a false sense of security. The problem is that purpose and impact are morally legible terms. Everyone agrees they are good things. They bear analytically thin, meaning they do not actually specify what counts as concrete evidence of success. When evaluative categories lack precise definitions, clever marketing copy and plausible narratives step in to do the heavy lifting. They become cheap proxies that hide a lack of actual educational value. Without an operationalized standard, these buzzwords act as a smokescreen. They leave the future of student learning to be governed by product launches instead of rigorous pedagogy. The Accountable Innovation Protocol pipeline tests new educational technology before it reaches students. Let's test the Constrained AI Feedback Loop, or CAFL, a grading system for university writing courses. Test 1. Purpose specification. Generic goals fail. We must weigh competing realities. For this AI feedback loop, the primary beneficiary is the overworked teacher who needs help managing a massive grading pile. The specific equity risk we have to anticipate is that students might outsource their work entirely, losing their authorial autonomy. Defining your purpose is not about writing an inspiring mission statement. It is the act of explicitly choosing which stakeholder trade-offs are acceptable before you turn the tech on. This flowchart illustrates Test 2, Mechanism Plausibility. We have to map the exact causal pathway. We need to know how this specific AI tool triggers actual cognitive learning inside the student's brain. To pass, the AI must operate under strict constraints, providing only structural feedback, not rewriting sentences. This forces active, self-regulated revision. Next is Test 3, Implementation Fit. The flowchart transforms into a timeline. Can this system survive a normal Tuesday morning workload? The instructor survives the workload constraint by using a specific sampling strategy. Instead of grading every single output, they verify a small batch of AI feedback to ensure the tool is calibrated properly. Even the most brilliant pedagogical mechanism is entirely useless if the implementation conditions demand impossible hours from educators. The final stage is Test 4, Consequence Governance. When the system eventually breaks or students misuse the tool, what infrastructure is actually in place to catch the fallout? Deploying AI requires aligning with global risk and privacy postures, invoking international guidelines on data minimization. Schools must ensure no personal student identifiers are uploaded to external models. Data minimization restricts collection to only what is strictly necessary. At the classroom level, we establish clear fail-safes. Students must submit an auditable prompt log alongside a formal AI use declaration, verifying they maintained academic integrity. Ethics in the AI era cannot exist as a mere aspirational value statement. It must be built as an operationalized, enforceable infrastructure. Here we see the completed pipeline. The constrained AI feedback loop successfully navigated all 4 stages of the gauntlet, emerging as a validated, accountable pedagogical method. By surviving this stress test, the tool is stripped of its magic and marketing hype. It stops being a speculative promise and becomes a strictly governed, highly effective classroom reality. If we want to protect the future of education, we have to stop treating tech impact as a celebratory phrase. We have to start treating it as a strictly auditable category. In language education, the endless cycle of hype is rarely defeated by permanent cynicism. It is defeated by rigorous standards.